Breaking them down, tearing them up. I just can't get enough, just can't get enough.
Okay, I'm going to try a couple of different things here. One of them I'm trying is these shocks. Taking them out of the package here. This is the actual length of them. Now, this is the length of the original shocks, because I took some of those off as well. So you can kind of see the difference there. What I'm trying to accomplish is I'm trying to get this little Jeep a little more flex and raise it up a little bit, because I've got some plans for some other things here. We'll go over that here later. That's what the back looks like with them on, and obviously it gives it a way bigger height. But I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see the travel difference. I mean, there's quite a bit more movement available there. So what my plan is to take something like a possibly even an Orlando Hunter tire. I got a couple of those laying around here. Here's one of them right now in the package, just to show you tire size difference. And look at that. That would be pretty good, I think. And if I could find a rim that these would fit on, which is why you hear the printer in the background going nuts, I'm going to 3D print a rim that will hopefully fit this. But the rims for the Jiabaile are a little different here. Let me show you why they're different. So I'm going to get two of those. Right now I'll get an Orlando Hunter rim, and I'll get a rim from the Jiabaile so I can show you the differences between the two. Okay, so this is the Jiabaile rim, just the regular stock one. And this is what I want you to pay special close attention to, is inside of here. It's really hard to get that on camera, but see how it kind of raises up here in the center? So that circle interfaces with the part of the axle here. It kind of recesses in a little bit. Now, this is the Orlando Hunter. Now, you'll notice that this one is different. It does not come out the same way. It's more recessed. Now, the center hole on both of these are a little different. This one's a little bit smaller than this one. This is a Jiabaile, which I could fix that pretty easy. The only issue that I really have is the stem where it sticks up right there on this one and not that one. So I can't really use these rims for the Jiabaile, or however you say that. So I've been kind of messing around with different rim options, and I just want to see if I can find a good mix, because like I got some tires and everything here. So what I've got here is I've got a whole kit from the Orlando Hunter that I have not built yet. It's a pickup truck. I've had it sitting for quite a while because the Jeep was such a hard build. I don't like all the fiddly links and things like that, so I shelved it for a while. But I'm at the point now where I think I might get back into it a little bit, because I like them. They're not as enjoyable to build as something like this that has fairly standard parts on it, and easier stuff to work on. Excuse me. So what I'm doing now is I'll take you over to the CAD system that I'm working on, and we're going to design a rim that's hopefully going to fit. Now I have 4 of these. These are the stock rims, and they're not magnetic, as you can see. So they're not aluminum, they're not metal, they're not, but they got a little bit of weight to them. I don't really care for the spokey type of look. I'd rather have like less spokes or thicker ones or something. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm gonna look online, see if I find any real wheels to download before I design one, but eventually I'm going to design my own anyway. These are just not exactly what I'm looking for, but so if you wanted to follow along and do this yourself, I'm going to use Fusion 360. Just take your caliper, measure the outside diameter, which in this case is right about 1546. So then you would measure the diameter, or I'm sorry, the width of the rim, which is 889, I'm sorry. And then you need to measure a couple other things here. So like in the front, where your tool interfaces, it's got to be able to fit in there to lock the nut. Or you could leave it flat. I had thought about that too, but we'll go with the recessed part for now. That's real simple. You just take the top part of your dial calipers, measure the inside of here. I'm coming up with 4.8, or alternatively, you could measure the tool itself, which is 4.83. So yeah, 4.9, somewhere around that neighborhood would work really good. All right, so this is my working prototype rim. File I found, I forget which one I found it on, but I don't like the spokes and stuff here, and I've already done some work, and I've got a few mistakes here, but that's not anything to worry about right now. So what I need to worry about is this inner shaft diameter. This needs to come up some and extrude out a little more, and I need to work on the actual sizing of this. So that's what I'm going to work on now, and kind of see where this goes. I think this will be a decent working prototype, and then after I get this figured out, then I'm going to go design my own, because I want less spokes and maybe a different design on the inside here. I know about what I want, but I figured it'd be a lot easier to try this with an existing one, just to see if I can get the sizing and stuff down there correctly, because this has to interface with the actual housing on the Jiabaile 136, which I think is the 3601, the Jeep that I've been working on. So it has to interface in there with the bearing, and which means it recesses into the shaft a little bit. So I got to get my sizing just right here. I've had a couple fails on it so far, but proof of concept, it's going to work with the tires and everything, and it does look pretty decent as far as the way that I want it to. So this is something that we're going to be exploring as time goes on. Look at that. Look at the stance of that, guys. For one, it gives you more flex, which these don't have a ton of flex to begin with. I know that. But, I mean, why not get the most that you can out of them, right? I mean, when you're going to be crawling and stuff, this is going to come down some, that's going to come down some. The shocks feel nice. They're a little on the bouncy side, but I did not put any grease in it. I did not put any oil in it, nothing. Yeah, that's just kind of the way they are. Now, if you'll look, you'll see that the front rims are a little bent a little bit. They're not fitting on there 100%. I still may have to do some tweaking and stuff on there, because these axles and hubs and stuff that connect to everything here, they have a recess that goes in there, and it's very specific. I may have to turn the printer way down to do it or whatever. This is just proof of concept here. But yeah, I really like how it looks. That's what I'm shooting for. And no, it's not a cartoony look, but I had thought about going that route, and I may still. I don't know. This is just something to test on, and just to give you an idea for reference here, here's the old rims and tires. These are the ones that are weighted. I mean, it's quite a bit more of a stance. Now, the reason that I'm enjoying that is because these tires are Orlando Hunter tires, and they fit on the SCX30. So I'd have some interchangeability if I can get this to work right. Now, I had quite a few fails. Here's a couple of them that I had that were failing. I don't know if you can see inside there, even with the light, you can just see how rough the inside is. I mean, the print itself prints pretty good. Here's one of the outside where I printed it the opposite way, and I kind of had to make it fit as well, but I still had exactly the same problem. So what I found out was the outside diameter of this little circle here. Let me get something to kind of point with so I can show you what I'm talking about here. So this little outside piece here, where you got that little black piece at, that whole circle on the outside, that is a very specific size. It's very thin, so it's going to be tough to get that right, but I think I can do it. It's just going to take me a little bit of time. So these are vended rims. As you can see, I still have a lot of support material in there. Some of this stuff just kind of welded together. You know, again, doing quick prints, kind of prototyping stuff to see what I can get work. Now, these actually printed fairly well. There's still a little support material in there, which I don't care so much about it right now. I'm not even sure if these rims are functional. They do fit on there, but again, the stance is exactly what I'm going for. So yeah, guys, let's see where we can take this here. Use this as a working prototype, build on it from there, and yeah, hopefully we'll get something working out here real soon. Appreciate everybody watching.